Welcome to Lion Talk, where we let you hear from people from Missouri Southern State University. I'm Sean Gordon. The interviews in this program were conducted by students in the professional interviewing class in fall 2018. This program features staff and students at MSSU, so stay tuned for Lion Talk. For many students, attending college means finding financial aid to help out. Missouri Southern's Financial Aid Office helps with that challenge. Each fall, students need to do certain online filings to see what aid they may receive. Coming up, we find out about that process.
Welcome to Lion Talk. I'm your host, Linda Marlowe, and I'm here with Amber Lewis from Financial Aid. How are you doing today, Amber?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So today we're just going to be talking about the financial aid and how students can better prepare for it. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and stuff like that. Is that okay? Okay. So my first question is, when's the best time to fill out your FAFSA?
Filling out the FAFSA is available now. It became available October 1st. Okay. It's for the fall of 2019 to 2020 school year. You can fill it out currently. If you're a Missouri student, we suggest to fill it out now because you can possibly have access to more Missouri funds. Any student can fill it out now. They can come to our office at any time, set up an appointment, or just come in and we can help them fill it out.
Oh, okay, nice. And then I also wanted to ask, some students worry that if they don't qualify for the FAFSA, that they won't get any, they're not able to get any grant money or any scholarships or anything. Is that true?
It's not. All of our students qualify for something, whether the FAFSA is just the application. The application goes for grants, loans, and scholarships. So if you don't qualify for grants, you can possibly qualify for scholarships still and the loans that are offered through the federal government. So everybody's encouraged to fill it out. Everybody needs to get that completed. We prefer by April just so that we can get it done for the following August.
Okay, and then with the loans, there are two types, right? There's the subsidized and the unsub. What's the difference between those?
There are two types. The subsidized loan will not have interest while you're in school. However, the unsubsidized does. Some students qualify for both. Some students qualify for only one. So depending on which one you have, both of them you don't pay back till after you graduate.
Okay, and you said until after I graduate. Would that be immediately, or is there a waiting period?
There's a 6-month grace period after you graduate. And even for the students that are still enrolled, going to master's programs and different things like that, they will, while you're in school, as long as you're in 6 hours, you can have in-school status. But once you graduate, there's a 6-month grace period, and then they will go from there and you'll go into repayment. Okay,
so what about students who are taking semesters off and then wanting to come back after that semester? Does that still apply, or does it pick up?
They will go into grace period at that time, and then from there, once they go back into in-school deferment, we will contact their loan servicer and let them know that they're back in school.
Okay, that's great. And then I also wanted to know, what advice would you give for students who are wanting to find scholarships and stuff like that?
Currently, we suggest to students to go to the MSSU.edu page. Under financial aid, there's a scholarships tab. If you are a current student, you can fill out any of the scholarships that apply to you. The Foundation Scholarship is available between now and December 15th. It is one application for multiple scholarships. We also have any academic, any outside scholarships, and even websites for outside scholarships on there.
Okay, and then is there a cap on how much financial aid a student can receive per year?
There is. We have a cost of attendance budget. It's set by the government. It's we try to give as much free aid versus the loans. So if you get numerous scholarships, we would just reduce your student loans so that we could work them all in. But there is a cap, but not many students meet that cap.
Okay, and then I also know that there's a lot of on-campus students who are work study. How do you go about becoming part of the work study?
Basically, you can go on to Hire a Lion. That's the website through the Career Services. Basically, they will fill that out. You fill out an application. Any of the jobs that you want, you can apply for, and then from there, if you're work study eligible, you could get it. Student Help gets paid the same way work study. It's just the money comes from a different source. Work studies paid by the government, student help is paid by the different departments.
Oh, okay. Well, I thank you very much for coming out and talking to me about this. And that is all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's up, Rory?
Hey, Robert. I thought you might want to give that game a rest and get outside for a bit.
Wow, this is great. Thanks, Rory.
The real adventure is lived in real life.
Welcome back to Lion Talk. I'm Sean Gordon. Missouri Southern students come from a variety of backgrounds and focus on a wide variety of majors. Our next segment features some of those students talking about their experiences and areas of study at Southern. Our first interview features a student pursuing social work.
Hello and welcome to Lion Talk. Joining me today is my guest Josh Estes, a social work student here at MSSU. How are you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. How's your morning been?
It's been good so far. Just got here a little bit early, and other than that, pretty good.
Alrighty. Well, today we're gonna talk about your social work classes and how what it means to you to be in the social work program and stuff like that. First question is, what year are you in?
I am currently a junior.
All right. How are your classes going this semester?
I'm relatively new to the social work program, as it were. We start as juniors, but so far so good. I really enjoy all of them. All the professors are very cohesive. They work together with the students, and so far the experience has been pretty solid. So.
All right. Have you always wanted to be a social work student?
I've changed majors a few times, kind of like most people. I started as an English education major, then I dropped the education, just was English, and switched over to social work just recently, a couple of years ago.
All right. What are some classes you're taking today? Or not today, but this semester?
Currently, I am enrolled in several courses. I decided to take both of my social work electives in the same year, so I'm currently enrolled in gerontology, which is the study of geriatrics, and mental health services, which is social work and mental health services. Essentially, there are also the core requirement courses, which basic policy, practice of interview skills, and always the last one that's hard to remember. But essentially, courses that are basic to the program.
And do you feel that you're learning the proper materials in these classes?
Yes. I was actually very impressed by the amount of content that's being able to be covered and that I'm actually able to retain. It's just very interesting to see how the methods that all the professors go about it.
All right. Have you always went to MSSU?
No, I'm actually a transfer. This is my fourth school, so I'm a bit of an oddity, but so far this is my favorite school out of the four.
All right. So the social work program is relatively new. Were you a social work major before you came here?
Yes. I attended Crowder for about a year and completed my associates, and for that I got my associate's degree in social work, so the transfer was more or less direct.
All right. Do you know what you would have done if we wouldn't have had this new program here?
More than likely I would have had to change majors. MSSU is a very accessible school, and the one that I had chosen as my path after Crowder, and essentially I was dead set on the school, but the major was the dependent thing, so I was very glad that I was able to stick with social work and maintain going to MSSU as well.
All right, so it sounds like this new program really was a lifesaver, because you would have had to change majors. All right, so how has the transition been from your community college to this college?
I wouldn't say it was seamless, but it was pretty close to it. Essentially, going up to university level courses from community college is obviously going to create a little bit of tension, but the professors are they are able to work with students very well, and as mentioned before, the cohesion between faculty and student body is impressive, and very functional. So the transition was made a lot easier by the fact that we had an orientation session before and that all of the professors are willing to work with the students.
Earlier you said you were dead set on coming to MSSU. Why were you so adamant about coming to MSSU?
Well, I've heard very good things about the school. Additionally, it's a very affordable tuition and the prestige behind the school is relatively high, and essentially it just kind of had a lot of things going for it. So, would you say that the classes here at MSSU expanded on the information you learned in your other classes, or in your other classes at your other school? They did. For a bachelor's degree in social work, it's a generalist practice approach, especially for this program, that's very heavily emphasized, which means the analogy is that your knowledge isn't as deep as it could go, but it's very broad and covers a lot of topics. So the expansion is incredible, and the amount of material, again, that I've been able to cover is just great. And all of the topics that I did learn at an associate's level have gone significantly deeper, and I have a much firmer grasp now that I'm at MSSU.
All right, well, I want to thank you for making time to come and talk to me. I really appreciate it.
That's no big deal.
And I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your semester, and I hope that your social work classes and program goes good in the future. I wish you very good luck in your school.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for making time.
Thank you. I wish you the same.
That'll be all the questions I have for you today.
All right. Well, thank you.
And that'll be it for Marco and Josh here at Online Talk, and we will be right back after these messages.
Thank you, Marco. We now visit with the student who has chosen to continue work in the classroom after graduation as a teacher. Here's that interview with Sam Roberts.
Welcome to Lion Talk, and I'm here with Katie Earle, who is a junior here at Missouri Southern State University. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thanks.
Awesome. Did you find the interview okay? Or the
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. You're an education major, correct?
Yes, middle school English education major.
Okay, awesome, awesome. How do you like that major?
I like it a lot. It took me, I'm a little bit older for the rest of the people in my major.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit longer to figure out what I wanted to do. And because of that, I think I'm really passionate about it, maybe more so than other people, because I know it's what I want to do.
Yeah, and how does being older than the rest of the people in the department kind of help or deter from certain things that you can do?
It makes me possibly a little self-conscious because I'm older, and anybody who's a little bit older feels like, maybe I should have done this a little bit faster. But at the same time, I feel less pressured maybe than they do. And I have a little bit more time to evaluate and think things through and look at my options, which I appreciate maybe more so than they have the opportunity to do.
Yeah. Do you enjoy the teachers and the classes that you have in that department?
Yeah, I've met some great teachers, some people who I feel like I'll be able to turn to after I graduate, ask questions that I won't be afraid to contact even when they're no longer my professor, which I think is great.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's a great thing to have. So why do you think other people should consider an education major?
I think that being an education major or being involved in education in general is something that's overlooked. People tend to, there's that saying, those who can't do teach. Okay. And people kind of just write it off because of that, when instead teaching is the opportunity to set foundations in people's lives. You reach them at a young age and teach them skills, life skills, and then foundational skills. For me, it's like reading, writing, those things that they'll need for their entire life. And when you have the ability to set that foundation in a way that's going to make them be productive and successful, you're setting up hundreds of kids to be successful, and that makes a big difference in the long run. Yeah. And people kind of overlook that. Yeah.
So going off of being able to talk to people that are younger, you also get to teach at local schools, correct?
We have an internship, and then I will be student teaching closer towards when I graduate, yes.
Okay, and how do you think that will help you in your future career, future endeavors with this education major?
I think it helps a lot because you can learn all the theories in a classroom about how to handle a classroom, what teaching styles work and what don't work. But until you get in and you actually start working with kids, you don't really know how effective you'll be and how effective your personal strategies or your personal philosophies are going to be until you're testing it out.
Yeah. And do you enjoy working with kids?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do too.
It's middle school in particular. That's why it's my major. It's not a very wide range. Some people choose middle school as an add-on so that they can open up more job opportunities. They'll do high school and middle school or elementary school and middle school. But I'm only middle school because I'm just really passionate about that age group in particular.
Yeah.
And so my job options might not be as broad as some people's, but my passion is what makes me choose that age group instead of just the job.
Yeah, it's awesome. So what aspect about this major is the most important to you?
It's the age group, I'll definitely say for sure, because middle schoolers are going through, like, it's such a rough time, such an awkward time in their life that they need people who are really passionate and able to connect with them and not get irritated by the changes that they're going through and not be dismissive about the emotional shifts, the physical shifts that's going on in their lives. And so having people that understand those and care about those and want to help them through and transition through that time is important. And also for the English side of it, setting up those foundations when they're able to process complex thought while still being curious and excited about what the content is, it really helps build that foundation and set up a passion for English at a young age that they'll carry with them.
Yeah, it's always important to have somebody there for you at all points. So what life lessons or skills have you developed during this education major?
Communication, working with people who maybe have a different teaching style. We just recently did like personality quizzes on how different teaching styles and how people have different teaching styles and what you're supposed to do to work with those people. Middle school in particular requires a lot of team teaching where you work with people from other content areas. And so being able to focus in and work with each other and be productive and be caring and considerate about the opinions of other teachers is really important.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that is all the time we have today. I want to thank you for coming out. This is Sam Roberts. I just want to say thank you, and we'll see you next time.
We continue our visit with students about their background and area of study with another interview. In this segment, Jacob Moreland visits with Shaylee Thompson.
Good morning and welcome to Lion Talk. I'm Jacob Moreland and I've got Shaylee Thompson here with me. And I was just going to ask her a few questions about how she has developed here at Missouri Southern. So let's just get right into this. And how long have you been a student here at Southern?
I've been a student at Southern for about 2 years now. I actually started in 2016, but I'm a sophomore, so I've been here for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. And was it a university that was close to home, or what was really the driving force that made you choose this school?
I think the main reason why I chose Missouri Southern was because it's very cost efficient as a university. It's not very far from where I live, but it's also far enough that I can, you know, be away from home for a little while. Right. It's about 2.5 hours from where I'm from, which is Bristow, Oklahoma. So, okay. And it's really cool because Southern offers in-state tuition for those that live in Oklahoma. So. Oh,
that's really cool. So you were close enough that you were able to get a cheaper tuition.
That's what I thought.
So have you declared a major field of study yet?
I actually just redeclared as a conservation biology major. I'm not really for sure what I want to do with that yet, but I recently declared because I know I want to go into environmental science and things like that.
Okay, save the earth. I hear that. So what like specific career path? If you could have any job, what do you plan to do with this degree?
Well, I think it would be really cool to just be a scientist and research plants and things like that. And then I think it would be cool to be a professor as well. I'd like to get my doctorate. There's just a lot of stuff I want to do. To be honest, I don't have a specific plan. My plan changes all the time. Right. But yeah.
I hear that. That's college life.
Right.
Oh, okay, so what do you like to do in your free time? Like what activities, hobbies do you enjoy?
As far as hobbies go, I don't have anything too interesting, although I have taken up bullet journaling. I don't know if you know what that is.
I have no idea. Enlighten me. What is that?
Okay, so bullet journaling is basically a mixture of planning and coloring, if that makes sense. So like when you use a planner, you have your weekly spreads and your monthly spreads and your lists, you know, whatever you want, except with bullet journaling, you kind of can design your planner. So you can make like your monthly spreads, but you can draw doodles on it or paste things in there. So I guess it's kind of a mixture of scrapbooking, planning, and coloring, doodling, drawing. I don't know. I picked it up just now, so I'm not too sure.
Best of all the worlds right there.
Right.
Well, do you live on campus?
I do live on campus. I live in the quads. They're pretty nice.
Okay. And have you lived on campus your entire time here?
Most of my time here at Southern. There was actually a brief period where I tried to move off campus, although I will say that I think it's a lot easier to live on campus, at least so I can eat at the CAF when I don't have any money.
I hear that. Free meals anytime you want.
Right.
Well, how satisfied would you say you are with campus life? Do you feel that the university organizes enough student events, makes you feel at home?
I actually do really feel at home here at Southern. I like that we have at least 2 or 3 events every week. I like to go see the movies on campus. That's like one of my favorite things to do. And so, yeah, I think there are a lot of cool activities to meet people as well as get out and do something besides just staying home and doing homework.
Right, well, that's what you got to do.
Right.
Okay, well, do you feel that Southern has effectively, you know, prepared you for the job market, or are you still kind of growing, not really ready for it yet?
I'm still growing as a student, I believe. I consider myself pretty young to be worrying about that kind of thing right now, but I think it's just because I'm a little worried about the future. As far as job preparation goes, I believe that Southern has a lot of good programs, like for instance the communication program. I didn't even realize that you guys had things like this in here, so I think that's pretty awesome, and I'm looking forward to exploring things about my career as well.
Wow. It was great to take some time to get to know you, and thank you so much for coming in.
No, yeah, sure.
Great to meet you.
Great to meet you as well.
Not all students at Southern actually attend all of their classes on campus. Distance learning is also a growing area here. Coming up next, we meet a student who has taken many online courses. Here's that interview.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Lion Talk. Today with me, I have Zach Kelly, an online student here at MSSU. Zach, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. So how is your semester going so far?
It's going good. It's been long so far, but getting through it, so decided to be furthering my career. So.
And what courses are you taking this semester?
I'm a business major, so I have a lot of business classes. So it's mostly that right now.
Alrighty. And do you attend MSSU on campus or off campus?
I do. I have one class that I attend Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It starts at 9 to 9:50, but then I take the rest online.
All right. And do you like the online setup more?
I do. It works for me because I work as I'm going to school full time. So it's really, I have a really hectic schedule. So the online definitely gives me more time to do the work when I need to do the work. So it definitely opens some opportunities up for me.
Yes, definitely. And what kind of advantages or disadvantages do you think come with taking online classes?
You don't have the hands-on, you don't have a teacher in the room, so that's kind of, you just have to rely on the videos and actually reading the books yourself. I think that's the most challenging part, at least for me. But like I said, it does open up sometimes that you wouldn't get in a classroom. So like I said, it works for me. It is a little bit more busy work. You got to hold yourself accountable a lot more, but like I said, it definitely works for me.
Well, great. That is good. And do you think that you then strive when you have a teacher present, or you're good with the self-discipline?
I'm good with the self-discipline at times. I mean, you can always email your teachers. You don't get that direct response right back, but they're pretty good about reaching out to you quickly. It would be nice at times to have that teacher in the room, but like I said, as long as you're holding yourself accountable, you're doing your work, you're keeping up with your work, you should be fine.
Well, great, great. And What made you decide MSSU out of all the schools?
Honestly, it was just, first of all, it was cheap, definitely fit in my budget, and the other schools I was looking at, and I've definitely been local. I've been in the area pretty much my whole life. I know some alumni, so that definitely influenced it. So it was just the right fit for me, for sure.
Well, then great. How would you describe your experience at MSSU so far?
So far, it's been good. I haven't taken the traditional route. Life happened for sure, so I've had to take some breaks here and there. But I'm definitely getting through it. I've enjoyed it so far, so it's been fun.
Terrific. Have you gotten any chances to go to any of the games?
I have. Went to a few with my friends. I haven't been this year. Like I said, I work full time, so I've been pretty hectic this year. Hoping to catch some in the back half of the season. So.
Oh, that would be great. All right. Well, lastly, is there any tips that you would like to give to any online students or people thinking of online classes?
Yeah, if you're thinking about it, like I said, the main thing is just holding yourself accountable. Making sure you're doing all of your work. It lays it out nice for you on our Blackboard site. So you have all your work, just make sure you're doing it. Don't wait till the end of the week to get all your work done. Definitely do it periodically throughout. Work a lot better.
All right. Thank you so much, Zach, for all of your tips and your advice here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming in. And stay tuned. We'll be back with more Lion Talk.
As you can see, there are a wide variety of stories to be shared by people at Missouri Southern. We'll feature more of them in future programs, including more current students as well as alumni. So please join us again for Lion Talk. I'm Sean Gordon. Thank you for watching.